Well, Simon, when you and I were talking earlier, you had mentioned that Regent Park you drove through, and it seemed like overnight drastic changes have gone on.
It's so true. I mean, it's not overnight. I mean, it's been what, 6-7 years in the making, if not more. But I grew up with this impression of Regent Park.
We all did.
Stay away, go around, avoid it if you can, et cetera, et cetera. And then, just forgetting one day, and I knew what was going on. I knew billions of dollars going into probably one of the biggest social developments, social reclamation in Canada, if not North America. Mm-hmm. And I forget, and I'm driving through and I go, hang on. This is not the same old Regent Park.
Well, we have the gentleman here.
We do.
That's going to tell us more about it. So, of course, Martin Blake, he's the vice president of the GTA-based The Daniels Corporation. And he's a developer who is actively involved in the creation of housing within the GTA, with a specific interest in environmental and affordable housing within Toronto. So, Martin, welcome to the program. Great to have you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
We have had a lot of questions regarding Regent Park. Lots of questions for you, not just that we have, but also from our listenership. So let's start off with first your involvement and how has it been so far?
The Daniels Corporation has been involved since 2006 when we were selected as the development partner with Toronto Community Housing. And we take on the role as being the overall builder for all of Regent Park and all the new housing that's going up, but also the developer. So we're selling Regent Park. We're telling the community about what the changes are. To your point earlier, people have heard about Regent Park, but there's so much going on that they're not really aware of it. So that's our job. Let's get that message out. Let's make them aware of how big this change is and how all-encompassing it is, too.
Okay, so let's, Martin, talk about those changes. What has gone on?
So the idea with Regent Park is a revitalization. Everything that's in Regent Park will be torn down and rebuilt. And along with that rebuilding, there's also the introduction of incredible amenities that are bringing into Regent Park as well. What's wonderful about this as well, though, is that there's a strong sense of community from the people who live in Regent Park. These people are proud. They've lived here. They wanted this to happen. They've been advocates for it. So what's wonderful about that is that everybody who lives there has a right to return. All the people who are part of Toronto Community Housing have that ability to come back and to take advantage of this incredible change.
And that's important, Martin, because that is one of the questions. What's happening to the people that had resided there? What's going on with them? So basically, they come back.
They come back. And Toronto Community Housing was great. They thought about that in advance, and they made sure that when people were leaving, they left some of the units available so people could move within Regent Park or move just outside the geographic area.
Okay, very good. And when we're talking about billions of dollars, what else does this do, Simon, for people that live near it but never really appreciated it?
Well, I think it impacts a lot of other areas, not just Regent Park. Obviously, market values all around Regent Park were impacted.
Great point.
Certainly we can spend less resources on some of the, for example, a much larger police presence was required before.
Right.
That's changed to some extent. But one of my questions is, where did it really start? Who had the vision to really, because it's been something I know that's been tossed around for a long, long time, but where did it start? Who had the vision and how did it play out?
It was organic. It came from the residents who said, we are missing out on an opportunity to connect to all of Toronto. The original Regent Park didn't have streets that ran through it. So there was this almost economic moat that ran around.
So true, absolutely.
Yeah, and now with the introduction of new housing, it's also the introduction of new streets. So each phase has all the new streets that connect us to Cabbagetown, to Corktown, to the surrounding communities, which is absolutely incredible. So the trickle-down effect, as you say, it's not just Regent Park, it's that area, but it's also the inviting the rest of Toronto to now come to Regent Park to maybe experience some of the new amenities that are going in.
Mm-hmm. Now, Martin, can you touch upon the steps that are involved in making something like this happen? I mean, we talked billions of dollars. Yeah. We talked about it again since 2006. You're the primary builders to make this all happen. But it's not just, you guys, the builders. It's not just the people requesting it. I mean, there's a lot of players involved. And more importantly, a lot of steps that has gotten to this point.
So it started with the residents. They were looking to be able to create that connection. So this was 1996 that they actually started talking about that. It was 10 years before construction began.
Right.
And Toronto Community Housing, as they were formed with the downloading of housing from the feds and the provincial to the municipal levels, looked at this and thought, hey, we have an area that is in vital need of revitalization, not just because the community is disassociated from Toronto, but also because the buildings are so old. They bleed energy. We need to be able to really revitalize. So they looked at this and thought the best possible way would be to create an opportunity for residents to have a say as to how they would like to be connected, and then to find a development partner and someone like Daniels that will be able to see that vision, embrace the vision, and then carry it forward. And that's what our role has been over the last 10 years.
So I have to ask you, what's the reception so far from everybody else?
It has been spectacular. So we went on sale for the first time in 2009, and each building that we have brought forward, the new market condominiums, have been absolutely embraced by Torontonians. We're doing something a little different in Regent Park, where we're actually building first and going on sale closer to move-in, which is kind of unique. And that allows people to truly understand all the changes that are happening. And one of the reasons that it is embraced so much is that we have the ability to show them all of the new amenities that are being built, show them the new parks that are opening, talk about the new partnerships that we have with so many different groups.
Yeah, one of the things we noticed was that, certainly there's some early adopters, a couple of pockets of downtown residents that say, you know what, we trust you guys, we're in. But I think for most people, it was a wait and see. Well, I like the idea. The pricing is attractive because it was certainly lower priced than other projects in the downtown core. But at the end of the day, it's just gotten better and better and better. And people come through and you know what, they get it.
Especially too, Simon, when an area has had such and I hate to say this word, but I'm just saying a stigmatism attached to it for so long. So I think that's very understandable. But also, I think we need to also say for the Daniels Corporation, you were chosen for a reason. And I think that's very important as well. I mean, that's a compliment. So maybe you can inform our listeners other projects that you've been involved in. And more importantly, are you going to be doing other areas of revitalization?
So I think that when they looked at us and said, what is it about Daniels that probably attracted them the most, is that we bought into the vision for sure.
Okay.
When you think about how we take that to other projects, so we're working heavily in Mississauga, and very well known out there. And we actually just launched the marketplace last weekend on a new project at Daniels Erin Mills. And we're also taking the learnings that we have from Regent Park and taking it to places like High Park. We have a new project in High Park, literally looking across the street onto this wonderful, amazing amenity in Toronto. And we like to take things that we have picked up from all of our work over the last 30-odd years. And
just a few years.
and be able to capitalize on that.
All right. And how about anything in the future? Is anything going to be like this where we're talking revitalization?
Actually, what we're really excited about is we have the next phase of Regent Park coming along as well. And for us, you have to understand, we're talking roughly around 3 million square feet. So it's a large
Your hands
space
are full.
coming up. And we're looking forward to it. Absolutely. Yeah.
Now, I have to make reference. There's a National Post article, and it has you stating that you put your money where your mouth is. Can you tell us more?
I think in that we were talking about a number of things, but one of the things that we enjoy doing is being able to reinvest back into areas. So as an example, we have always looked to be able to support agencies as well as amenities, both in Mississauga and here in Toronto. In Regent Park, we have a beautiful arts and cultural center, 60,000 square foot arts and cultural center. And Daniels is a lead donor on that. And we say to ourselves, how can we not only create the community by bringing people and getting them excited about buying there, but create the spaces that will invite all of Toronto to come and join them. There is nowhere else in Toronto that is transforming as quickly as Regent Park. You can go to an area that has a brand new regional aquatic center, a brand new arts and cultural center, a beautiful new partnership with Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment for wonderful athletic grounds that are being built out there. These are all things that communities would love to have one of. And we have all of them coming at once.
It doesn't exist anywhere else.
60,000 square foot community center, Toronto City Community Center being built as well. So all of those things are happening within 3 or 4 years, and they're up. They're being constructed. It's real. It's happening. It's wonderful.
Fantastic job having you here. We have to have you back and get more progress updates on Regent Park.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It's been great to be here today.
Well done, Martin.